Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is June here. You know the vibes. We back at it with another video. Now, guys, in today's video, we'll be talking about the information with Gotham Knights that was talked about yesterday in their last Q&A. Now, there are some things that were discussed when it comes to the story and co-op, and also with the combat and with customization. So we have a lot to talk about today. So before we get into the video, if you guys go to enjoy and you guys liked it, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well, so there's a video and always be notified when I upload a video. And most importantly, make sure you guys hit that like button. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Homie, they ain't ready for this. Scatter shot, I'm working, hurt them worse than slitting your wrist. Hit subscribe, smash like, ring the bell, stay tuned. Now without further ado, here's the duel of June. Yeah.
Alright, so for the first thing that we're going to be getting into is the story and co-op answers from the developers in the Q&A. So they did state that you could play the whole story campaign of Gotham Knights without having to switch characters, and there will be no story missions that will force you to switch characters at all. So that is pretty nice when you really think about it, because say for instance you want to play with Red Hood throughout the whole story and see the cinematics and see the dialogue that he does have in the story, you can do that. And it's the same thing for the other characters as well, and that creates replayability since you can see what different cinematics they may have and the different dialogues they will have in that certain scenario in the story. So that is pretty cool right there. And another thing that did confirm is the fact is that the characters will be having story missions and activities that are hero specific, which is pretty nice, because when it comes to the story content hero specific missions, it will give us more story or possibly background on the characters. We can learn more about them and just see how they are in this universe, since we don't know these characters. These are brand new characters in this brand new universe, since it's not connected to Arkham. So that is pretty nice as well. So the other question we do have is when it comes to co-op and for the story campaign. So they did state that, say for instance, let's put an example from me. Let's say you joined my session in the story for Gotham Knights, and I'm like further in the story. You will join me at that certain segment that I am in the story, and you will play out through, you know, until we finish our session. And once you leave, you will go back to the story progression you were at. And it's the same thing reverse. If I join you, the viewer, then you're at like in the beginning of the story. You know, I'm going to be in the beginning of the story with you, and we're going to play out through that. And once I leave, I'm back at the further end of the storyline. So that is how that's going to work. If you're wondering on it, how you're going to join your friends and how it's going to play out. So if you want to do that, you can. So that's how it's going to work. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is the combat, and a little bit that they did talk about it. So we learned some brand new things about it as well. So let's get into it. So when it comes to the combat, we have some information about it. We know that there are going to be 3 ability trees per hero in the game, and there's another tree called Knighthood, which they didn't go into detail about, but it did state that it is something that will be unlocked later. And then there is something new called momentum abilities, which are a whole nother thing that is stated. So they did state that putting your ability points in what challenge you complete for the momentum abilities will really change how you play, especially in the start of the game. So currently we do not know what momentum abilities really do. It sounds like it's something that might like enhance how fast you could hit targets, it looks like. So I'm not 100% sure on what these momentum abilities really do, and especially with the knighthood tree, I'm not sure what that would actually do to enhance the characters already in the game. But there was a question asked about what are the archetypes for the characters in the game when it comes to Robin, Red Hood, Batgirl, and Nightwing, and that was answered for us. So it is stated that Robin, or of course Red Robin, I guess you could say, is probably the best stealth focused hero. Red Hood deals high damage at range and can capitalize on enemy clusters. Batgirl has some health focused powers and has some cool hack stuff, environment abilities, and Nightwing has the most furthest combat mobility and has the most co-op support abilities. So they did state that you could play at your own playstyle, because the devs, Jeff, he states that he does a high melee Batgirl, since as you guys know in the game, Batgirl can't do the beatdown ability. It seems like it's the one from the Arkham games where you press circle and you just do press square multiple times. So that is going to be pretty cool. And honestly, we already know how much range damage is in, just in any game in general. I feel like Red Hood go be the meta. I'm just, saying, even though they gameplay that they did show for him was pretty trash, I feel like if you get someone on the sticks that know how to play and build Red Hood right, Red Hood could probably do some damage with his pistols. I could just see it now. Oh my goodness, the build videos, holy. But yeah, that was all that was really talked about when it comes to the combat. So the next thing we're gonna get into is customization. So let's get into that. Alright, so when it comes to customization in Gotham Knights, this has piqued my interest more and more with the information we hear about it, especially since we got the confirmation of colorways and transmogs. Transmogs is something that is in Destiny that really, you know, just changes how your character can really look. So I really like the fact that they have confirmed that. So far, what we know that they stated in the Q&A, we'll be able to customize the mask, the logo, the gloves, and the footwear for each character in the game. And it did state that it will have different styles for their weapons as well, with the different higher tiers that they have for their skins. So they did state it will change the visual for the guns, the batarangs, the sticks, the visuals will go up and up the higher the tier of the skin itself. So that is pretty nice, and we did get to see that in action a little bit in the little screen where we see like the different skins and their stats and all that come along with it. So at least we got like a little brief look at what it can actually look like once it is, you know, with different visuals and all that. So that's pretty cool. And it did state that the colorways and transmogs will let you override any legendary tier skin to let it fit of your liking. So if you want to have your favorite gear piece on with the, you know, the style that you want, you can actually do that, and that is pretty cool. Because if you get that gear piece that you like and you don't like the look of it, you can change it, and you can change the colorway of it as well. So I like that. That is pretty nice when it comes to customization. You can just look and feel how you want to feel. So that's pretty dope. And of course, there are more things that were discussed in this Q&A, but I just feel like these were the most important when it came to the story and co-op question, the combat, and the customization. But if you guys want to check more information about that, you can go on their Discord or go to the Gotham Knights update page. I will try to have that in the link below for this video. So if you guys want to check that out, you guys can, for the more stuff that was talked about in the Q&A. So yeah, that is it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video as I enjoyed making it. Let me know what piqued your interest the most in this video when it comes to the information that was discussed in the Q&A. But yeah, that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video as I enjoyed making it. It's Lejeune here. Before we head out, if you guys are not, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on post notifications so the video will not be notified. And also make sure you guys hit that like button. So without further ado, it's Lejeune here, and I'm gone. Peace.